Yes, sir.
Your name is Jacques. Jacques.
Jacques. S-H-A-K?
The French name.
I see.
Yeah.
Jacques.
Jacques.
I see. Are you from France then?
Canada.
Oh, you're from Canada.
Yes.
I see.
Part of Canada. Speak
French
French.
part of, yes,
Yeah.
I see. And what do you do there? Are you retired or you still work?
Like retired. Like retired.
I see. What did you do?
I retired in
I see.
next year.
What do you do? What did you do when you were working? Your occupation when you were working?
Oh, when I was working,
Yeah.
I was draftsman.
Sorry?
Draftsman.
Oh, I see. I see.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I see.
Many years ago.
Ah, yes. Oh, you retired quite some time ago.
Yeah, yeah.
I see. Now, how long have you been a seeker? Would you say you have been a spiritual seeker for many years?
Yes. 30 years more.
Oh, I see. So you must have read a lot, seen a lot of people.
Yes, exactly.
Can you tell me who? Whom have you seen? Whose books you have read?
I have done like, I don't know in English, psychanalysis, the young Adler, you know, that kind of psychology. Psychology analysis, psychanalysis first. And when I was with Krishnamurti.
And
like,
so you know Krishnamurti?
Yeah.
You have read his books?
Yeah, oh yes. All the books.
And you are with his, at his place?
Pardon me?
Did you spend some time with him?
I not see him, but you know, we are meeting in Montreal each week, you know. And
I see, attended his talks.
Exactly.
You attended his talks?
Yeah, exactly.
I see.
Yeah.
I see.
And
who else?
Ivanov, Amram Mikhail Ivanov.
I see.
And
where was that, in France?
And Ramana Maharshi.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
I see.
And
have you been to Tiruvannamalai?
Yeah, and I go there too.
You go again from here?
Exactly.
I see.
Yeah.
I see. So from all these years, your study and work, what do you think you are seeking?
What I think?
Jacques, you said. Your name is Jacques.
Jacques.
My name?
Jacques.
Jacques.
Oh, Jacques.
Yeah.
What do you think you are seeking? You've been a seeker for 30 years. What precisely are you seeking?
Oh.
When will you know, or how will you know that you have got what you are seeking?
As I can say,
Yeah.
I just like, meditate. Oh yeah, I do like 20 years meditation, 20 more than just like Zen meditation.
Zen meditation?
Yeah, 7 years and 20 years, Vipassana.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. And I'm interested about this, but intellectually, I think, I want to be enlightened or something, But in practice, I can say I'm a happy man, but I don't know where I am. I'm lost, But it's not, a certain way, it's not a problem. I'm happy. My mind is I think a slow mind and lost a lot. But I accept this. I think quite almost, but that is not a problem.
No.
If I can say
yes, please, please.
A problem, but is a question and a sharing, and I want to you concept about that. about that, that Leela. I know intellectually everything is conscious, personal, individual consciousness, and collective consciousness, and so on, until the pure consciousness. But to me, it looks like intellectually is a hand.
Yeah.
You can go farther than this.
Yeah.
It's just like the accepting, or let it go.
Yeah.
That's what I feel that my profound is in the life.
Yeah.
All the thing I continue to read your book, and it's like I take a dessert. It's very interesting, very interesting.
Yeah.
But that came to me, sometime that Leela, that Leela. I know I read about that,
yeah.
but I want to is something like it's a limit. The mind cannot go, but in another way, something understand something. But what I want to tell you is maybe is that's the problem, is the total acceptation,
Jacques,
Yes.
what I'm saying is, you have been a seeker for 30 years,
Oh yeah, no.
and you're still seeking.
I think so. To be really, I
So-
think because I don't think I will
So
be here.
my point is, what is Jacques seeking? When will he know that he's got what he's seeking? When will Jacques stop seeking?
When?
When will Jacques stop seeking? Only when he knows that I've got what I wanted.
Excuse me. Do you want to repeat?
Yeah. If I'm seeking something,
Yes.
when I've got what I'm seeking, I shall stop seeking.
Uh-huh. Yeah. But you know one thing? I think indeed I'm afraid of that freedom.
You're afraid of finding
yeah?
what you're seeking.
I'm afraid to
Find what you're seeking.
Pardon me?
Are you afraid that you may find what you're seeking?
Yes, I think consciously, I think, yeah. Intellectually, if I stop vegetation, everything, I live in a beautiful place in the wood, and but not to know this, then I'm doing that. I think I'm afraid of that, that because sometimes some things happen,
Look, Jacques, I'll tell you my whole problem. Main point is, my whole point is, people seek something, typical as you say, and they don't know what they're seeking. That's my problem.
Uh-huh.
That is my problem. What are you seeking? Unless you know what you're seeking, how will you know you have got what?
Yeah, like this I can say I'm seeking, theoretically I'm seeking to be enlightened, and seeking
yes.
theoretically, but
No, wait a minute. No,
Yes.
even theoretically,
yeah,
you are seeking enlightenment. When will you know that you have got enlightenment? When will you know? When or how will you know that you have got enlightenment?
or you will say when
Or how?
how
How will
I really
you
don't know. I
know that
really
you have got enlightenment? Whatever you are seeking, how and when will you know that you have got it? When will the seeking stop? Yeah. If I'm seeking something, should I not know what I'm seeking?
Sure.
Should I not know? Now I'm seeking, I've got it. Now I've got what I'm seeking. So I shall stop. I don't have to seek anymore. So what is it that Jacques is seeking? That is my whole problem. What is Jacques seeking? Your name, sir?
Klaus?
Klaus.
Yeah.
Klaus.
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 German?
Swiss.
Swiss. What do you do in Switzerland?
I'm a medical doctor.
I see. You're working on your own, or you?
I'm working on my own and in a hospital.
I see. Okay. So how long have you been seeking?
For about 4 years now.
I see. Did something happen? Some incident which made you become a seeker?
Yeah, it was a painful experience.
Yes.
My wife went off.
Your wife left you.
She left me with another man.
I see.
Yeah.
I see. So that was the incident which made you.
That made you fall into this huge pain,
Yeah.
like being forsaken.
Yes.
And then, well, in the first time I just wanted to get rid of the pain.
Yes. So I'm asking you, what are you seeking? Since that incident happened, what are you seeking? Are you seeking another woman who will not leave you?
No.
So you see my problem. So what are you seeking? Are you seeking another woman who will never leave you? That also you can never know.
Not possible. Not possible at all.
Therefore, what are you seeking? What are you seeking?
Well, this is more something like a feeling inside that shows up from time to time. And in my usual world as I am usually.
Do you now have a new woman?
No, it's now the relation is coming.
A new relationship?
No, the old one, the present one. We are coming together now again.
Oh, the same
woman.
You are now coming back again.
Yeah.
I see. So now have you stopped seeking?
No. It was not about that, I know. And as long as I'm seeking, I realize it's not about that. It's always wherever I go with my mind, I have to realize it's just not about that.
Yeah.
I only once had this period of revelation for some hours, when everything just changes around you, and you get some it's like being difficult to describe.
I know it's difficult to describe, but it's not difficult to know what I want. Difficult maybe to describe.
And there was nothing to seek anymore. But I fell out again.
Yeah. So on this, therefore, I have a specific point about what we are seeking. What we are seeking is that which will remain with us all the time, irrespective of whether we are enjoying a pleasure at one moment or suffering pain at another moment. See what every human being is seeking, whether he knows it or not, is that which will remain with me all the time as happiness, irrespective of whether at the moment I'm enjoying pleasure or suffering pain. Whether I'm going to enjoy pain or pleasure, suffer pain next moment, no human being has ever known. No human being can ever know whether the next moment will bring pleasure or pain. A fairly young woman I know, 53, she suddenly has been told now that she's got advanced cancer. There was no pain, nothing. Certain inconvenience. Now she's got told advanced cancer. One moment she's perfectly happy at present. Next moment this problem. So, what the human being is seeking, unfortunately without realizing what he is seeking, they give it a name. Enlightenment, self-realization, or whatever they call it. And they really don't know what it is they are seeking. And that's the whole problem. The spiritual seeker does not know what he is seeking. That's the problem. And very often, they confuse what they are seeking with the pleasure in the moment. They think enlightenment, therefore anybody seeks enlightenment. Nobody really thinks. What do I want enlightenment for? Deep down, what they expect enlightenment to do. If I am enlightened, I will be like God. That's the unfortunate part of it. Isn't that right? Think. If I'm enlightened, no more pain, all the pleasure all the time. Not only pleasure, bliss, joy. It is laughable. Then I shall be, now I keep making mistakes. But when I am enlightened, never a mistake again. Whatever I do will be just right. Is that not so? And I'll probably have special powers to be in 2 or 3 places at the same time. Or know whatever is going on anywhere in the world. I don't even have to read the bloody morning newspaper. I know exactly what is going on anywhere. Someone comes to see me, I know what he has come to see me for. Now this picture I've got, is it not remarkably accurate? Is it not remarkably accurate? You see? That's why I've always had 2 questions. As a Hindu Brahmin, I was supposed to seek enlightenment. And somehow I was always drawn to this idea. So I want, my 2 basic questions have been, what is the enlightenment I am supposed to seek? Which I am supposed to be assisted in my quest by my Guru. So if I go to a Guru...
Please, Ramesh.
Yes, go ahead. Go ahead, Jacques.
Yeah, we know, intellectually, theoretically, we know that. I don't want to be proud of that. But that thing is all time going like this. You see?
No.
No.
I'll tell you what.
It's just like, you know, it's beautiful.
Just someone, French? Yes. Yes. You know French, don't you? So talk to him in French and...
Ah, tu parles français. Ah. Non, c'est peut-être moi qui...
When you speak with him, speak with him loud, not whisper.
Yes, go ahead. I don't mean it, but speak a little louder.
Qu'est-ce que c'est mieux que je parle?
Speak a little louder. Not so close.
Vous disiez...
As if he's sitting there in that...
Why? I don't know.
No, in French. No, I mean, please speak to him in French.
Je parlais en français, et moi je vais
translate it.
Pourquoi que, mettons, avec toutes les années, que mettons qu'on sait ça, ces choses-là qui sont vraiment, tu sais, qu'est-ce qu'il dit, c'est merveilleux, c'est tout le temps mettons, des belles choses qu'on lit aussi, on expérimente, mais ça revient tout le temps, excepté ça peut être dit par un autre maître d'une façon aussi belle, différente. Qu'est-ce qu'elle se dit? Qu'on se fait pogner tout le temps dans cette chose-là, comme de pas d'accepter, qu'on ne sait pas cette affaire-là, qu'est-ce qu'on cherche. On ne sait pas qu'est-ce qu'on cherche, c'est quoi. Ça revient tout le temps au conditionné, ou l'existence, l'affaire de là. Je ne sais pas si peut-être je t'en aide.
So he's asking why, after so many years of seeking, still the same question is returning. Vous disiez que...
we know by, it's all time nice and beautiful, and we understand this at each moment. This is like beautiful. We understand. But why this question happened about Leela? Something like I cannot explain.
Are you saying you want more information?
Maybe.
On Leela, what you want about Leela, you know of it. Then your mind will think of something else.
It's something in my mind.
So if you keep on asking,
maybe.
So if you keep on wanting answers to your question, they'll never end.
I say I know that.
So therefore, we have to decide what exactly are you seeking as ultimate happiness. What are you looking for? Ultimate happiness.
Il faut décider qu'est-ce que vous cherchez, si c'est le ultime, heureux. Si c'est ça que vous cherchez, il faut chercher ça. Autrement, les questions, ça finit jamais.
C'est ça.
Ça continue.
Isn't that right? Now the question is, what is the ultimate happiness? But unless you know what ultimate happiness you are wanting.
Maybe it's a problem, Maybe I know intellectually and, I catch. Right?
No, the trouble is you don't know intellectually. Even intellectually, tell me intellectually. What are you looking for?
Oh, we know, we can explain, we know, we don't...
no, you can't.
En anglais?
En français, anglais?
Oh, no. I really don't know how to...
That is the point. That's what I have been saying. Unfortunately, the spiritual seeker doesn't really know. And that is why I said, when I was a seeker myself, I had two basic questions. What is the enlightenment I, as a Hindu Brahmin, is supposed to seek? Two, more important, what will enlightenment do for me in this life, after enlightenment, that I did not have before?
Qu'est-ce qu'il va faire pour moi après enlightenment que j'avais pas avant?
Now I have this. After enlightenment, what more will I get that I didn't have before? That is my question, which I think every spiritual seeker must first ask and find out.
I saw, like we say, comment ça, on prend une prise de conscience, sometimes, quelquefois on prend des prises de conscience. Sometimes we take conscious, we have some opening, conscious opening, and that bring some happiness or, understanding. Okay. But this is, but this is, you see, I'm come next. And, that's it. And this, when this understanding comes, that's new, it's like you go to school, go in another grade, you discover something new or different, but in theory. But in this new understanding, the thing not change. I said this: the flower is the flower, and I'm still, if I'm hungry, everything, this all time stay there. But sometimes it's make the change.
Life will flow as it has done for 20,000 years.
Exactly.
So, life will continue for the next 20,000 years, more or less the same way.
That's a fact.
So, what do you want?
I really don't know.
That's my point. That is really my point.
That come out kind of there, stop there.
And
we cannot understand that Leela is the end of, okay.
So,
it's just like...
you don't know.
I really don't know.
So to add to that, you add another word because it's more confusion. Leela.
Do you want to repeat, please, Ramesh?
Yes.
Oui.
Vous avez dit que vous savez rien. Ouais. Et puis
que ça vient qu'on sait rien.
Mais en plus, vous disiez, et encore, il y a Leela.
Oui.
Ouais. Alors c'est encore plus de confusion.
Then if somebody tells you about Leela and you are satisfied, then someone tells you about the rebirth. More trouble. Then you want to know about the rebirth. So then someone else will tell you about something else. So how long will you be carrying on like this?
Is something then I don't look for. Is something I don't know why I am in this. I understand, but
no, I know one thing.
Yes.
You are looking for something which you now don't have. I agree. One thing is clear.
Yes, I think
through enlightenment or self-realization, you are now looking for something which now you don't have. That is clear.
And in certain point, that brings to me, my mind say that to stop, not to stop, but I don't know what to stop. You see, I can stop meditate, I can stop reading, but I have no job. I can do what I want. You see, it's just like it's a funny. It's very interesting reading. Very something beautiful happened. But it's just like the question. Sometimes it's just like a wind. Come say Leela, Leela. Something at the.
Jacques, I'll tell you what you do have now. What you now have is one moment pleasure, one moment pain, and you cannot know whether the next moment will bring you pleasure or pain. That is what you have.
Oh yeah. But you see, is when the pain comes or suffering, or if somebody, make me, I call that push on my button, and I react. This for me is like a joy. It's like something is still,
So, do you mean what you are looking for as happiness is Jacques will not respond when somebody presses a button?
For me?
Est-ce que
vous
voulez dire?
Now Jacques responds, if a button is pressed, Jacques responds. Does he mean by happiness he does not respond anymore?
Est-ce que vous voulez dire par heureusement que quand quelqu'un fait quelque chose que vous n'aimez pas, vous n'allez pas répondre?
No, I can react sometimes, but my mind what this anicca that the gone pass, and and I don't stuck there. You understand? No. When a problem comes sometimes, quand un problème arrive là, c'est comme le problème, c'est presque un cadeau. Parce que je sais que c'est une affaire qui a touché dans moi, là, puis qui va passer. Tu me suis? Hein?
Ouais,
Bon.
d'accord.
Puis après ça, tu sais, c'est comme pas important. Mais il arrive tout, ouais, tu sais, mais il arrive tout le temps, comme c'est tout le temps tu sais, c'est comme des cadeaux, mais ça arrive tout le temps le fameux affaire d'ultime, là, tu sais, à ce fameux.
So he's just saying that when somebody does press his buttons,
Yeah.
he sees it as a present, a gift, yeah. Because it makes him, he can feel it somehow.
Yes.
He responds to it.
He responds to it and he's grateful for it because it makes something
Now,
for him.
look, if somebody presses a button and makes him angry,
No.
he's not happy about it.
No, right. But you know that in my mind, I understand, you know, that this thing is gone past. That's a fact, you know, and it's not important. I say tomorrow maybe is going to be. All time just happen like this.
So what
Yeah.
what Jacques had understood and accepted is sometimes pleasure will come or sometimes pain will come, and knowing that this is the very basis of life,
Exactly.
Jacques has been able to accept it.
Yeah, but it's all time that, you know, this is like I know, you know, I don't know how profound I know that I know that psychology or something like this, and I think something is there, you know, walk the machine walk, you know, quite good in that, and happy, you know, and so happy to see this. But the problem is like maybe it's like, see, that's unconscious, the
But
seeking
what
of,
is the problem?
I can name the problem.
Est-ce que, en français,
Je sais pas comment.
est-ce que c'est que vous savez pas pourquoi la recherche, ça continue?
Ah, c'est comme ça. C'est ça qu'il a dit?
Non, non.
Ah, c'est
Euh,
comme ça.
What I
Oui,
said to
oui.
him was that, is it that you don't understand why the search is going on? And he said, yes.
No, he said, he has been able to accept. If there is sometimes pain, sometimes pleasure, and he is able to accept it. Is that right?
Yes.
Then that presents no problem. He is able to accept pleasure or pain as it happens because he has no control over it. He has accepted that. Then where is the problem?
C'est où le problème?
As I can say, it's like some things missing, if I can say. I can say theoretically, my mind, my ego, my you know, one enlightenment maybe, or I don't know.
No, one moment there is pain because somebody presses the pain button.
Yes.
Another one presses the pleasure button.
Right.
Jacques has got pleasure. And you are able to accept both. Because you accept that that is what life is all about. Then where is the problem?
No. Yeah. And sometimes it's,
If
I
you are
call
able
that,
to
you know,
Or are you saying that it is not possible for you to accept? It's possible for him to accept the pleasure but not the pain. Is that the problem?
Je vais traduire.
oui, oui, s'il vous plaît.
Bon. Est-ce que vous acceptez tous les deux?
Oui, c'est ça. Oui, 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 franchement.
Vous les acceptez?
Oui, mais tu sais ce que ça a ils ont une duration plus ou moins courte, mais ordinairement, il y a une acceptation qui se fait. Tu me suis-tu?
Mais c'est quoi la réalisation?
La réalisation de ça, là?
Sometimes there is the realization. This is not a permanent thing. Sometimes there's the realization, and then there's the acceptance of both.
Okay. You know, that's going the duration, you know, sometimes just a small time.
That is the problem. He is not able to accept every time the pain, when the pain happens.
Maybe.
He wants to be able to accept the pain every time the pain happens.
Est-ce que vous voulez accepter les douleurs tous les fois que ça arrive?
Toutes les fois?
Ouais.
Je l'accepte toutes les fois, mais ça m'a dit...
Tu les acceptes toujours
Ah.
ou
comme ci, comme ça.
Mais
entre eux.
est-ce que Ramesh, il veut dire que l'accepter même dans l'espace d'une seconde? Je comprends ce que tu veux dire. Moi, je peux être touché, hein, tu sais, quelqu'un me touche, ça peut durer 5 minutes, comme ça peut durer deux jours, mais je le sais, I know intellectually that's gonna pass, and that's past. Ici, je suppose que les... Pourquoi?
So he's asking, is Ramesh saying that do I accept instantaneously? Because for Jacques, he is accepting maybe 5 minutes later, maybe some hours later. It takes some time, but the acceptance comes.
Exactly.
But if the pain or pleasure is in the moment, pain or pleasure won't wait for you until he makes up his mind.
C'est quoi tu dis?
Il dit que le plaisir et la douleur, ça tombe pas pour vous. Ça tombe pas 2 heures 5 minutes parce que c'est passé déjà.
Ça tombe pas, ça dit que ça reste là. C'est ça que tu veux dire?
Non. Vous avez dit que des fois ça prend 5 minutes, des fois ça prend 2 heures pour accepter. Il disait que le moment est déjà passé. Il n'attend pas pour vous de l'accepter.
So now,
I know that, you see, but you know.
But so my point is, it is what we have discussed now. One thing is clear. Most people who seek enlightenment, mostly the Indian seeker, they don't know what enlightenment is. Keep on reading books, go to more gurus, more concepts, add it up, and they're thoroughly frustrated. A typical instance, an Indian seeker came to me. There were not so many people, there were only about 8 or 10 people. So he was able to confess it. So he confessed. He said, I've been a spiritual seeker for 35 years. I have had 2 gurus. And I am a man of strong determination. I can work hard. And I can say with my hand on my heart that I have never done anything I am not supposed to do. I have done everything I am supposed to do for 35 years and crying inconsolably. And still after 35 years, I am not enlightened. See what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I will let him settle down. Then I asked him. He said, I am not enlightened. That was his problem.
Maybe.
That he says so.
Il a dit.
Oui.
L'Indien, le chercheur, il a dit.
After 35 years of hard work,
Après 35 ans, je suis
I'm
toujours
still
pas.
not enlightened. So I asked him, why does he say he is not enlightened? How does he know that he is not enlightened?
Comment il sache qu'il n'est pas transformé?
Ouais.
Comment il sait?
Comment il fait qu'il sait qu'il n'est pas transformé? Comment il connaît ça? Il sait comment il sait qu'il...
S'il ne connaît pas qu'est-ce que c'est transformation, comment il sait qu'il n'est pas transformé?
How do you know that you are not enlightened? You may be enlightened. How do you know you are not enlightened?
Oh, okay. I can say because I'm asking question.
One, yes.
And to me, asking question is something jump in the pure consciousness, you know, and there and nothing to.
Yes.
You see,
But for him, obviously, if that was his problem, he would have said so. But it was for him, obviously, the problem was much deeper.
Si ça c'était le problème pour le chercheur indien, il dirait, mais il ne dirait pas. Le problème c'était beaucoup plus profond.
You see, he didn't know. And in fact, my question, how do you know, sort of startled him. My very question, how do you know you are not enlightened, startled him. Because he thought everybody would know that he is not enlightened.
La question de Ramesh à lui, comment vous savez que vous n'êtes pas transformé, il était étonné par ça. Parce que lui, il pensait que tout le monde savait qu'est-ce que c'était la transformation. Il était étonné d'être demandé ça.
Qui c'est qui était
Le chercheur indien qui était assis ici.
Oui.
Ouais.
Il était étonné, lui.
Ouais, il était étonné par la question de Ramesh.
Oui.
Comment vous savez que vous n'êtes pas transformé?
Which man, quite clearly, he was surprised to ask him this question. Quite clearly, what he meant, he didn't say it, but what he understood was, if he were enlightened, the whole world would know he is enlightened. Question would not arise.
Il pensait que s'il savait qu'elle était transformée,
Que
tout le monde va savoir aussi qu'elle était transformée. Tout le monde pourrait le voir.
So he thought, if I were enlightened, whole world would know. Nobody would dare ask him, are you a...
Personne ne peut oser lui demander s'il était vraiment transformé. Personne ne peut oser poser ces questions.
So why did he think the whole world would know? Because light will shine in his eyes.
Hey, you know what's happened one time?
Yeah, go ahead.
I have some prise de conscience sur mes conditions.
I had a revelation.
No, conscience, no. Something
An
like
opening
that.
into consciousness.
And I because it's just because you touched some point.
A spiritual experience.
Experience, yeah, if you want.
Spiritual experience.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I saw, then that's what not me to experience this.
Yeah.
You see, that was not me, really not me.
Yeah.
That was him and not me. It's something.
What was the experience?
Pardon me?
What was the experience?
What was this experience? Or maybe unity or something like this.
But you mean suddenly Jacques has disappeared.
Oh yes.
That's what you mean?
Exactly, and that was the mindset beautiful. Oh, you see, it's not me, it's no Jacques, no Ramesh, and it's just the shit, it's disappeared. Excuse the expression.
So that is an experience.
Oh yeah, experience, yeah.
Experience which lasted a short time.
Experience in the conditioned thing, maybe.
Yeah. So now do you mean that you want that experience to last all day?
Explain, il a dit c'est ce que je voudrais.
Est-ce que ça veut dire que maintenant, vous voulez que cette expérience, ça dure pendant toute la journée?
Mais inconsciently, unconsciously?
Unconsciously?
Unconsciously, maybe.
So now,
I can
when
see.
did this
I think-
happen?
I think-
When
I
did
think-
this experience happen?
C'est quand qu'il est venu cette expérience?
Oh, a year, a little more than a year.
So all this last year,
Yes.
tell me, have you not been waiting for that experience to happen again?
No.
Oh, you haven't? No. Oh, come on.
I think I
you
know what you mean. Oh yes, I do that maybe each morning. Not each
That
morning.
is the point.
Yeah.
Therefore, my point is,
Yeah.
I hate a spiritual experience
Qu'est-ce qu'il dit?
because what it makes is that person who has an experiential experience after that, or he wastes all his time wanting and waiting for such an experience again. And it cannot happen. More you want that experience, less chance of it happening, because it is a happening. When it happens, you have no wish to happen.
Qu'est-ce qu'il dit?
It is a happening.
Il n'aime pas ces prises de conscience,
Oui.
des expériences, parce que quand ils arrivent, les chercheurs, ils essaient toujours de les attraper et revenir dans cet endroit.
Ouais.
Quand ça arrive, c'est un événement. Ouais?
In the
puis, c'est dans le moment et puis c'est passé.
Yeah, ouais.
C'est un moment seulement.
Ok.
Puis ça peut pas. Et le plus qu'on veut que cette expérience revient,
Hein? Oui.
le plus qu'il
Qui éloigne la chose.
s'éloigne. Ouais.
So I always thank God for not giving me any spiritual experience.
But
Because what happens is you have a spiritual experience, and after that you keep on hankering for that experience, forgetting all the time that experience was a happening. More you want it, further it goes.
yes, but Ramesh, this is unconsciousness. You know, you don't know you did it. I don't know. I think consciously I do this. You say that, but okay, in my mind, my conscious mind catch this very much. Oh yeah, that's what my mind do. My ego do, and you want to. But the problem is still there.
So the problem is that you keep wanting, all the time you
Yeah.
keep wanting
Yeah.
another and another of those experiences,
Yes.
and they don't happen precisely for the reason that you are expecting it.
Parce que vous les attendez,
Ouais.
et ça, il ne peut pas arriver.
C'est ça. Okay.
Therefore, it means frustration. Almost in every case, wherever there is a spiritual experience, it has been followed by frustration for that experience not happening again.
C'est toujours suivi par être frustré, parce que ça arrivera jamais
Yeah.
encore.
But can I say like this? It's not followed. Like frustration is a big word. It's not like, very disappointing. It's just like understand. Some things happen. Like a question, very soft. Like, what's happened? I continue to want to know that thing about the God Leela, and God Leela is not there. It's me Leela. Is here. It's just very smooth. It's not like frustration.
I see.
You see what I mean?
So in your case, what you are
But
saying
the problem
is,
is there.
you are wanting another experience is not too intense. That's what you are saying. Oh, that in your case it's not too intense. Another case it may be very intense. But my point is very simple. Why did this man, when he said enlightenment, he expected everybody to realize that you are enlightened. Why? And my whole point is, when enlightenment happens, no one can know, no one need know, only you will know. But the man who seeks enlightenment,
You know what my mind say? He say, you program it for that.
In French, en français?
Mon mental, il va dire, je suis programmé pour ça. Tu comprends ça? Puis je reste dans la patente.
My mind says that I am programmed to be in that
You
pattern,
I'm programmed to be.
in that
process.
process. Can I just translate what you said to him?
Yes,
I don't think
please.
I understood. Avant, il disait que son point premier, c'est que le chercheur indien, il pensait que s'il était transformé, tout le monde va le savoir. Mais quand ça arrive, la transformation, personne ne le sache, sauf vous.
Oui.
Ouais?
Oui.
Ça se voit pas.
Oh,
It isn't seen outside.
And if everybody wanting enlightenment knew this fact, that he will continue to be the same man, nobody will pay any more attention to him. He may not even want enlightenment.
Si tout
Même
le
c'est
monde...
pire des fois.
Hein?
Même c'est pire des fois l'entourage quand on prend des consciences.
Non, non.
Non, ne serait pas
Pas
ça.
Bon. Si les chercheurs, ils savaient qu'une fois qu'ils étaient transformés, personne ne va le savoir, ils ne vont pas être bien connus,
Ok.
reconnus, peut-être il va jeter la recherche.
Arrêter la cherche,
Ouais.
stopping the
Ouais.
seeking. Puis même d'un fois, c'est comme, vois-tu, c'est comme contradictoire parce que ça dit dans moi des fois, mais je suis pas capable. C'est comme, tu sais, c'est comme, on dirait que ça cherche plus d'un sens. Tu comprends-tu? Ça ne cherche plus. Il y a quelque chose d'un sens qui ne cherche plus. Je ne sais pas comment dire ça. Tu comprends? On dirait que ça ne cherche plus, mais je me refais poigner dans le côté de, tu sais, encore de poser des questions, tu sais, de la Leela.
He says only that in one sense he stopped searching, but he sees he's still asking questions.
C'est
No,
correct.
apart from asking questions, he's still seeking something, is he not?
Vous cherchez quelque
What
chose.
brought him here? Not
Pourquoi vous
merely
êtes
for
venu
asking
ici?
questions.
C'est pas seulement pour demander les questions. Qu'est-ce que vous
He
cherchez?
came here expecting me to be able to give something to him.
I think
What
so.
is that something that you want?
I think so.
Qu'est-ce que c'est? C'est quelque chose que vous voulez de lui.
C'est quelque...
C'est comment le cadeau?
It's something like, you know, you are a renowned person. My mind say you very nice person. And you're very intelligent. You know, you have no nisagadatta.
Yes, now. Can you tell that I'm enlightened?
No.
Ah, that is the point. But I'm quite happy that you don't see that I'm enlightened.
Oh,
Vous comprenez?
oui, je comprends.
Il est heureux.
I'm quite happy that people leave me as someone like themselves.
Yeah.
They don't think that I'm something super, like a superstar.
Ramesh, can you
I'm
tell...
as ordinary as them.
Yeah.
I'm perfectly happy with it.
And really, you are happy, eh?
Yes, therefore I'll tell you what I told him. You know, after he settled down, he didn't.
I'm just explaining, you're talking about the Indian.
Yes, the one here.
Je comprends, c'est beau, ça me fait
So he was startled. How do I know? If I were, his answer I could say was, if I were enlightened, everybody would know. That,
Si j'étais transformé, tout le monde va savoir.
that's why he was stumped by the question.
Il était étonné par la question.
How do you know that you are not enlightened now?
Comment vous savez?
Answer, if I were enlightened, everybody would know. As if there was a bulb going somewhere.
Si j'étais transformé, tout le monde va savoir parce qu'il y aura de la lumière,
Oui,
comme ça.
So I told him,
Ce que je
I
lui ai
said,
dit.
Oui.
I don't mind confessing that I am enlightened.
Pour moi, c'est facile d'admettre que moi, je suis transformé.
I am enlightened according to my concept of enlightenment.
Je suis transformé.
Parce qu'à propos de son concept, lui, là.
Exact.
I may not be enlightened according to your concept of enlightenment.
Ça peut être que je ne suis pas transformé.
Par la conception des autres.
Ouais.
Because enlightenment is not something which you can tick off. You can't. I am enlightened according to my concept of enlightenment. Then I told him, would you not like to know what enlightenment has made in me, what difference enlightenment has made in me? What about,
Si je t'intéressais à savoir ça, si, que ça fait de la différence dans un éveil.
Avant et après.
I asked him, would he not like to know
Est-ce que vous aimeriez savoir
what enlightenment has done me for the rest of my life that I didn't have before?
qu'est-ce que exactement la transformation m'a donné pendant la duration de ma vie que j'avais pas avant?
Ah,
Il a demandé à un chercheur indien.
He said, yes, yes, yes.
Il a dit oui.
mais me, I say no.
You would not like to know why I am enlightened? What enlightenment has done for me, you wouldn't like to know?
Oh, yeah, right.
Est-ce
But
que
you
vous
know,
voulez
in a
savoir?
certain way, no. For like a book, you know, when I read book and interesting, you say, Ramesh, he said by himself, listen, one day something's happened, taratata. It's very interesting. But in a certain way, I don't need that. You understand me?
That man came to me for one reason. That man expected that I am enlightened. And he expected to get from me what I have got. Why are you here?
Oh, I think it's a part is for that.
So you have come here because
Yes.
you think I'm enlightened.
In a yes,
Or no?
I don't know.
Then why?
You know, by the book or the
Alright,
thing, you
then-
know, okay,
then
because
wait
I
a
don't know.
minute. Then let me put it this way.
I don't
Jacques
know.
is here
Yeah,
because he thinks Ramesh might be enlightened.
yeah.
And if Ramesh is, then I would like to get something from him.
Sure.
If he is enlightened, I would like to get something from him. Yes or no?
Vous comprenez?
Well, I can say yes.
So he said yes, yes, yes.
Yes, yes, yes.
You said, he said yes, yes, yes.
Yeah.
So I told
Yes.
him. So I told him, first I'll tell you what I have not got.
Je vais vous dire ce que je n'ai pas gagné.
Oui.
D'abord, je vais vous dire
Oui.
ce que j'ai pas gagné
Oui.
de cette transformation.
Oui.
I said, after enlightenment, even after enlightenment, I still suffer the same pains as I used to.
Je souffre
Oui,
comme-
c'est- oui, oui, oui. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I still enjoy the pleasures I used to.
Oh, yes.
même plaisir, même souffrance,
I still make the same kind of mistakes that I used to,
Exactly.
même erreur
for which the society still punishes me
Oh, yeah.
pour lequel la
and still brings me the pain in the moment. I have no special powers. I still don't know what you are thinking about.
j'ai pas des pouvoirs spéciaux.
And when I told him that, I wish I had taken his photograph. Still the same pains,
Yes,
still the same mistakes,
sure.
still the same imperfect man.
Still lost. Me.
Still there, and still making mistakes for which the society punishes me.
And
Then what the hell am I doing here?
uh-huh.
That was his expression. I honestly wish I had taken it. Then I said, would you like to know what I have got?
Est-ce que vous voulez savoir qu'est-ce que j'ai
Qu'est-ce que-
gagné?
Yes.
Not that enthusiasm now. He said, yes.
Il n'était pas tellement enthousiastique,
Ouais.
mais il a dit oui, d'accord.
C'est ça.
So all I have got,
Yeah.
he said, I have that peace of mind now which I didn't have before.
Because, yes, I'm not interested because you like me.
So let me finish with what I told this man.
I suffer too. I have pain. You have pain.
Il
I
veut-
understand. And what you want? Yes.
Il veut finir. Qu'est-ce qu'il a dit à cet homme, cet
Ok.
chercheur à lire?
Oui.
So that's what the other man said.
Okay.
At the moment then, what I told him was, I suffer exactly as you are suffering.
Exactly.
I have lost nothing more than what you have. But what I do have is, now I have what I call peace of mind.
Mhm.
And what do I mean by peace of mind?
Qu'est-ce que je veux dire? Pardon.
I told him. Whether I have pleasure in the moment or pain in the moment, I have no control. Therefore, long time ago I decided, it is no use refusing the pain, it has to come, I have to accept it. Therefore, pleasure one moment, pain another moment is still there. So whether I am enjoying the pleasure at the moment or I am suffering the pain in the moment, I still have peace of mind. And what is peace of mind? I'm never uncomfortable with myself. And I'm never uncomfortable with the other. Pain I have no control. If there is pain, I do whatever is necessary for me to do. I take some medicine. Having taken the medicine, I wait for something to happen. If it doesn't happen, the pain continues. I continue to suffer the pain. But I'm never uncomfortable with myself. See? That is all I've got, peace of mind. Then previously, how did I not have this peace of mind?
Comment tu dis? Avant, il n'y avait pas.
Comment il n'avait pas? Pourquoi?
Pourquoi?
I have this peace of mind now. Previously, before I had this enlightenment, in what way did I not have the peace of mind?
En quel sens je n'avais pas?
Why do I say I now have peace of mind, whereas previously I did not have peace of mind?
Pourquoi je dis que maintenant je l'ai et l'avant je n'avais pas?
You see?
Yes.
So let me explain. I said previously, if I was enjoying a pleasure, I was really enjoying the pleasure, and something would happen which would shatter the pleasure I was enjoying.
Vous comprenez?
Tu me dis.
Avant, quand j'avais le plaisir, ouais, quelque chose toujours arrivait qui a cassé ce plaisir.
Oui.
I accepted the pain. It is there. So I was suffering the pain. I have accepted it. I have taken the medicine that is there. I am accepting the pain. And then something would happen which has the power of intensifying my pain.
Et puis à un moment, quelque chose arrivait qui a intensifié
sa peine.
Oui, sa peine, sa souffrance. Oui, sa peine.
I'm enjoying pleasure at the moment. Something would happen which has the power to shatter my pleasure. If I am at that moment suffering pain, something would happen which has the power to intensify my pain. In other words, before, whether I was enjoying pleasure or pain, I was not allowed to enjoy my pleasure in peace. I was not allowed, if pain was pleasure was shattered, I was not allowed to suffer my pain in peace. It was intensified.
Avant, quand j'avais le plaisir ou la peine, j'étais pas permitté d'accepter ça parce que toujours quelque chose a cassé ce plaisir et puis intensifié la peine.
It's quite common sense to know that life necessarily means sometimes pleasure, sometimes pain, and grumbling and complaining and whining about it is not going to help anyone.
C'est bien connu dans le monde qu'il y a le plaisir et peine. Hein? Et ça fait rien de complaindre de ça.
Ça fait rien de
complaindre.
Complain, whining.
Oh, complain. Ah, no.
Oh.
Why is God giving me this trouble? Why is God giving me this pain? Now, any reasonable man has to accept this as a basic condition of life.
Pour un homme normal, il faut accepter ça.
So I was quite prepared to accept that. But what I didn't want is this extra suffering.
Ce que je ne voulais pas, c'était que la peine intensifie. Ouais.
Okay.
Extra suffering, which is not part of the flow of life.
Et pas il n'y a pas un part nécessaire de le flux de la vie.
C'est comme pas nécessaire de...
d'être cette souffrance, cette peine extra.
Oui.
Hein,
It's something because of mind.
c'est quelque chose de lui.
It's my
C'est
my
pas un part de la
control.
vie.
C'est pas à part de la vie. Ouais,
Ouais.
The normal pain, pleasure, not in my control.
and it's in your machine.
But the other suffering, I want to find out whether it was in my control. It was in my control.
Alors, il y avait
Ouais.
deux sortes de peine. Hein? Peine normale et peine quand ça intensifie. Ouais?
Oui.
Et puis, il voulait savoir si c'était l'intensification, c'était quelque chose de lui, parce qu'il voyait que c'était pas quelque chose normal dans la vie.
Okay.
So where is the difference? Where was the difference?
Et c'est où la différence?
When I
entre
located that difference, I was enlightened. According to my concept, I was enlightened when I located that difference and corrected that difference. Thereafter, I was free to enjoy my pleasure in peace and suffer my pain in peace, without the pain being increased.
Quand il a trouvé la différence entre la peine, le plaisir et la peine intensifiée, accordant son concept, et il était content, il avait trouvé le enlightenment.
Ouais.
Which is the maximum anyone can hope to have through enlightenment or whatever you call it.
Pour lui, c'est le maximum que personne peut voir, peut trouver.
In other words, the human being is frustrated
Les humains, ils sont frustrés.
Ouais.
because he expects from enlightenment something more than that.
Parce qu'il attend de enlightenment quelque chose encore plus que ça.
The human being
Plus que ça,
expects from enlightenment all kinds of things. Pain to be reduced, pleasure to be increased, special powers. And because of that, he is frustrated when that doesn't happen.
That's come all time to total acceptation.
Total acceptation will not bring you anything more. The pain will still be there, but total acceptation of the pleasure of the moment and pain of the moment. That is all you can, total acceptation. But how can you be expected to have total expectation if your pleasure of the moment keeps on being shattered and your pain gets on being increased?
Mm-hmm.
Total acceptation can only be something which is in the flow of life, which means sometimes pleasure, sometimes pain. And that is common sense. That any of us would accept. But what are we seeking? What are we seeking? What we are seeking is that we be allowed to enjoy our pleasure in peace, that the pleasure of the moment be not shattered, and we suffer the pain in peace. The pain shouldn't be increased enormously. And that is all that enlightenment has done for me. That is all that enlightenment has done, nothing more. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Don't expect enlightenment to give you anything more than this, which I call peace of mind.
Il ne faut pas attendre que la transformation vous donne plus que ça.
So what has enlightenment given me? Happiness through peace of mind. So my next, and I'm telling you this, my own personal seeking for happiness. I stopped searching for enlightenment a long time ago.
J'ai arrêté ça il y a longtemps.
When nobody, even the enlightened people, couldn't tell me what will enlightenment do for me.
Même pas les gens transformés
pourrait me dire qu'est-ce qu'il va me donner le enlightenment.
No enlightened person told me, but I'm telling you.
Il n'y a pas de personne qui peut dire
Transformer, réaliser, qui pourrait me dire ce que moi je vous dis.
à dire.
No book on enlightenment told me, but I'm telling you.
Exact.
That enlightenment only means, as far as this life is concerned, peace of mind, except one man, and that is the Buddha.
Accepté.
Sauf un homme
Sauf
a dit, un homme
un homme.
a dit le même truc, le Bouddha. Il a dit le même truc que
Ok.
Ramesh, il vous dit maintenant
Ouais.
en ce moment.
Ok.
Everybody else kept on telling me,
Yeah.
enlightenment means bliss, enlightenment means joy. Enlightenment means bliss, joy. So everybody expects. When I'm enlightened, I will enjoy forever, no pain.
Tous les autres, ils ont écrit ou ils vont me dire que la réalisation vous donne la joie. Et tout le monde attend qu'on va être comme ça.
Ouais, ouais.
Only the Buddha,
Selon le Bouddha,
I later, after I had gone through this misery, because that was my destiny,
après j'avais tout le
after I
misère.
had gone through this misery and came to the conclusion, or conclusion being peace of mind being never being uncomfortable with myself, then, after the whole thing was over, I came to know the Buddha's concept.
Après que j'ai
très bien.
que j'ai réalisé qu'il n'y avait que ça, il y aura que rien plus que je pourrais vivre avec le plaisir et la peine dans le moment. Et puis pas l'intensification et puis l'extra plaisir. Après ça,
J'ai compris.
il a lu le
Now
Bouddha.
you have the two questions for me, I give you straight answers. What is enlightenment? My straight answer is enlightenment, according to my understanding, means total acceptance. That everything in the world is happening according to God's will or cosmic law.
To the way I am willed.
Est-ce que je peux traduire?
Oui.
Non.
Tu sais, la totale acceptation, mais aussi de la façon que ma machine est faite, moi.
Attends.
Oui, non, c'est pas ça.
Et il dit qu'il va avoir le total acceptance, que tout est le vouloir de Dieu et tout est un événement.
Oui.
Bah, c'est ça.
Look, let Sean hear my total concept first before saying yes but.
Il faut attendre que lui il finisse ce qu'il veut dire avant que vous disiez oui mais. D'accord?
So, what is my first? What is enlightenment? Aren't you interested to know? I am terribly interested. I will tell you, according to my concept, what is enlightenment. Enlightenment is the total acceptance that everything in the world is happening according to God's will or I add cosmic law.
Tout dans le monde c'est un événement le vouloir de Dieu ou
He knows, he got. Through which person the happening happens, which the society calls my action or your action or Dominic's action or his action, is again God's will, cosmic law.
To each one.
I repeat, through which body, mind, organism, through which individual person the happening happens, which the society calls my action or your action, is again according to God's will, cosmic law. 3. How each happening affects whom? A happening which has happened through me, which the society calls my action. whether it helps someone and harms someone, not mine. God's will, cosmic law. The human being is incapable of doing any deed. That is my concept of enlightenment. I repeat, the total acceptance that everything in the world is happening according to God's will, cosmic law, through which body, mind, organism or person the happening happens, which the society calls his action, is also according to God's will, cosmic law. And how each happening affects whom, it helps some people or harms some people. That also is according to God's will, cosmic law. The human being is incapable of doing any deed. In other words, I cannot know what thought will happen next. I cannot know what action will happen next. And I cannot know whether that action which happens through me, which the society considers my action, harms you and helps him, or helps you and harms him, not in my control. God's will, cosmic law. If I am able to accept that totally, for me it is enlightenment. So, what has that acceptance done for me? What it has done for me, having accepted I am incapable of doing anything, you, the other, are incapable of doing anything. And the basis of daily life, daily living is relationship between me and the other. The other may be my parent or someone close to me or a neighbor, someone connected with my business or occupation, or a total stranger. Who the other is, I can never know. So far, thinking that I am the doer of my action, I am responsible for my action, the other is the doer of his action, responsible for his action. I have been carrying an enormous load of guilt and shame for my actions, which have hurt someone, and a bigger load of hatred for others for hurting me. I have hurt him, guilt and shame. He has hurt me, I hate him. Now with the total acceptance, I am incapable of doing anything, the other is also incapable of hurt. Then the entire load of guilt and shame for my actions and the bigger load of hatred, both the loads have collapsed. Both loads collapse. No more shame and guilt for my actions. I'm incapable of doing any action. No more hatred for the others. They are incapable of hurting me. So the total absence of the load of guilt and shame and hatred for the others automatically means peace of mind. I don't hate myself anymore. I don't hate anybody else. So, not being a doer, I didn't have to do anything to get peace of mind. My peace of mind was already there as my birthright, but I was not able to reach it because between me and there were these two enormous loads. If I am able to accept totally, I am only a body-mind instrument through which God functions and brings about whatever is supposed to happen. No guilt and shame. The other is merely also another instrument through which the same God functions and brings about whatever is to happen. And whether a particular happening hurts someone or helps someone is the other person's destiny. Again, God's will, cosmic law. So, only thing that has happened after this enlightenment is peace of mind. And after this peace of mind, how do I live my life? What difference has it made in my daily living? in my daily living. Now what I do is, and with all this, is a very, very important fact in life. And that is, having said that I am not the doer, the other is not the doer. Having accepted the total acceptance that I am not the doer, the other is not the doer, I find that the very basis of daily living is everybody has to do in any situation whatever he or she feels like doing. Otherwise daily living cannot happen. Therefore, apparently contradictory. I am not the doer, I have accepted it totally. And yet, if I am asked, does the human being have free will? I have accepted totally, I am not the doer, you are not the doer. And yet, does the human being have free will? What is my answer? Every human being has to have total free will to do whatever he wants. In fact, God was forced to give the human being total free will to do whatever he wants. Otherwise, daily living would not have happened. In a given situation, what does Shan do? In a given situation, Shan has to do whatever he feels he should do in that situation to get what he wants. Isn't that right? In any situation, any human being, now or 3,000 years ago, in any situation, all he or she can do is, in that situation, what do I want? In order to get what I want, what do I have to do? And I do it. You see? But if I know that I am not the doer, no either, then how do I live my life? I live my life still continuing to do whatever I feel like doing in a situation as if I have effective free will, knowing I don't have free will. What is daily living? Fact number one, every human being has total free will to do whatever he wants. Fact number one. Fact number two, at no time did the human being have any control over the result of his action. Every moment, every human being has had total free will. Fact number one. Fact number two, no human being ever had any control over the result of his action. And what is everybody's experience? Sometimes I've got what I wanted, sometimes I've not got what I wanted, and sometimes what I got was beyond expectation. Many times for the worse, sometimes for the better. Which of the three things happens? No human being has ever had any control. Both these facts together mean only one thing. The human being does have total free will, but it is worthless in practice. The human being does have total free will, but in practical daily living it's worthless. Then I said to myself, let me find out if my free will has any value, at least in theory. Do I have at least that satisfaction? So I asked myself, what is the basis of my free will? And I came to the conclusion that the basis of my, after a lot of thinking and trouble and misery, the basis of my free will are not as I originally thought. Maybe 200 factors, 10 factors at least. Turned out to be not more than 2 factors, only 2 factors. My free will to decide whatever I want is based only on two factors, no third factor, my genes and what I call my condition. I had no control over being born to particular parents, therefore I had no control over the genes in this human object. And you know, more and more research being done, which brings out the astonishing fact that almost anything we think and do, almost anything can be traced to a gene. Earlier everybody had known that diseases we are liable to can be traced to a gene. Therefore they say there is a gene for cancer, gene for any other disease. Now they say, recently in the last 6 months, I read in the morning newspaper, not a medical journal, whether I am faithful to my wife or not, it's my gene. Whether I am a generous man or a miser, my gene. More and more it shows that human being is a machine. Third, whether a child is going to be a bully in school or a victim, also according to a gene, and God knows in the next 6 months what they will come out with. Such a strong factor. The other is conditioning. Just as I had no control over being born to particular parents, I had no control over being born in Mumbai, in India, and a particular social level, upper class, upper middle class, lower middle class, or low class. In which environment, geographical and social, this body-mind organism received a bombardment of conditioning. A bombardment of conditioning at home, the way my parents and other members of the family behave, conditioning in that social environment, the way people in that society behaved, what was socially acceptable, what was socially not acceptable. Conditioning in a school and college in that area, conditioning in church or temple, a bombardment of conditioning. This is right, that is wrong. This is good, that is bad. You must do this, you must not do it. This is socially acceptable, that is socially not acceptable. This is a sin and God will punish you. So my point is, at any time, whatever free will I certainly have and exercise is based entirely on only these two factors, over neither of which did I have any control. So who had control? God did. God infused these two conditions in this body-mind organism. Therefore, whatever I thought was my doing, God knew exactly what I would be doing. More accurately, it is God functioning through this human instrument and bringing about whatever was supposed to happen according to His will, cosmic law. So with that, the mind-boggling conclusion I came to is, if whatever I thought I was doing was really God doing through this machine, how can I ever commit a sin? Therefore I came to the conclusion, I cannot commit a sin, you cannot commit a sin, a psychopath cannot commit a sin, a murderer cannot commit a sin. Whatever happened through that particular body-mind organism. Because precisely that was supposed to happen according to God's will or cosmic law. Therefore, totally accepted, I don't have to fear God. For the last 20 odd years, nothing stopped me from loving God as my creator. But I still have to fear the society in which I live. In other words, I have no responsibility to God. I have no responsibility to my conscience. My only responsibility is to the society. So that now, in a given situation, I do whatever I feel like doing. Having done it, I sit back, witnessing whatever is to happen which has already been predetermined, which results in pleasure or pain, which I accept. So while I do this as daily living, I repeat, I do whatever I feel like doing as if I have free will. The result is, according to this social pleasure or pain which I accept. Having done that, having done whatever I am supposed to do, I sit back, relax, witness whatever is going on through any body-mind organism as precisely what is supposed to happen. So I witness anger arising in a body-mind organism according to the genes and conditioning, fear arising in another according to the genes and conditioning, fear arising or disgust arising in a third, or compassion arising in a fourth. Body-mind organism according to their programming, genes and conditioning. I don't say he was angry, she was afraid, he was disgusted, and he is a kind man. I merely witness whatever is happening as biological reaction in different body-mind organisms according to the programming. So I don't condemn anybody for anything, neither myself nor anyone. With no regrets in the past which is dead, no complaints in the present because I have already done whatever I wanted to do, and no expectations in the future. Expectations in the future mean frustration. No regrets in the past which is dead, no complaints in the present, and no expectations in the future, which has meant peace of mind. God has lent us so that we should act our roles in this movie of life. And we have usurped this as my will, and therefore we suffer. Once we are able to accept that this free will is God's will, which is happening through this body-mind organism, no problem. And if peace of mind, that also is another thing. I came to that after I had this peace of mind. It seemed to me that the peace of mind that I have is really nothing more or nothing less than enlightenment. And what is enlightenment? Being connected to the source all the time without the connection being broken. Who is or what is the human being? An ego. What is the ego? Every ego is fundamentally the source, impersonal consciousness, identified with a particular body and a name as a separate entity. Therefore, every ego started life being connected to the source. But every time I thought some action was mine and carried a load of guilt and shame, I considered some action someone else's and started hating him, the connection got broken. So throughout the day, the connection got broken every now and then. And therefore the suffering. Now when there is no suffering, my connection with the source is never broken. Therefore enlightenment means, in effect, remaining connected to the source all the time without the connection being broken. Okay? And this I don't think you'll find anywhere else. So far anyway. So,
Thank you.
good idea of yours. Any question?
Thank you very much.
Then does
Yeah.
it just happened.
That's very nice.
In other words, all these cars, every body is a car. God owns them. We are only chauffeurs. But we forget we are chauffeurs and we think we own them. Yes, please.
As you speak of total acceptance,
Yes.
that's just must be some key.
Clubs, you said. Clubs. You said clubs.
Klaus, yeah.
Clubs. Yes.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So, what comes up and what I felt all the time, that if I try as a person, as identified as my conscious mind, I try to accept, it ends up with, there it cannot be more than a concept.
Yeah,
So I have the concept
in
of,
any situation,
yeah,
you have the total free will to do whatever you think you should do in order to get what you want. Psychopath has equal liberty to do whatever he wants. But the point, having done whatever he wanted to do, whether what the result is going to be, no one knows. That is the basis of life. Everybody has total free will, but no one has ever known what the result of his action is going to be. And the one of those three, sometimes beyond expectation,
yeah,
many times for the worse, sometimes for the better.
yeah,
And sometimes for the better, in my case, has happened something, sometimes for the better, unexpected. In my case, what has happened is something which I think no one in the world has ever got.
hmm,
So much unexpected. I did my BA here, and I went to London University to get my BCom degree, commerce. BA, BR, BCom, is commerce. So doing BA, I had no accountancy experience at all. So many people did that. So we had to, everybody had to appear for an entrance test. Because people all over the continent, everybody came. And it was a very general test. 10 or 12 questions, of which you had to answer only 2 or 3. Wide choice. They merely wanted to know that you had minimum command over English and that you could think. And the usual thing was, for people from India who had done their BA and went there and no experience, they would say partial exemption. Means we could start our BCom course, but during the year we had to appear for an examination in accountancy. So subject to passing an accountancy exam, we could do the course for the BCom. Usual thing was, they called it partial exemption. So I appeared for the entrance exam. I did really well. And no problem with the English language. And I picked up those questions that suited me. There was no curriculum. So I did really well, that I know. Then before the result, one day before the result, I was told, result will be declared on this notice board tomorrow. But today, if I want to know the result, I could go to a Professor Plant and he will tell me. So I went to Professor Plant and he said, Balsekar, according to alphabetically, right up, R.S. Balsekar, full exemption. So I told him, sir, I didn't do my BCom in Bombay. I only did my BA. Full exemption. I didn't dare ask him the third time. It's a full exemption. So I came out. I told my friends, I've got full exemption. He said, are you crazy? No one ever has had full exemption because you haven't done the accountancy. How can you get full exemption? Next day, the results were declared. R.S. Balsekar, full exemption. So, I am the only man in the world who did he pass his BCom examination without ever appearing for any paper in accountancy. How much beyond expectation can you have? Sometimes you get what you want, sometimes you don't. Sometimes beyond expectation. You never know what you're going to get. So, any question?
David,
David, yeah.
David, yes.
Yeah. What part of the world are you from?
Italy.
Italy.
Venice.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, go ahead. What do you do in Italy? Your occupation?
I'm like employer.
Oh, you have a business? You have an industry?
No.
You employ people?
Employed? My English is very elementary, so we change translator.
Oh, Bruno, my friend, come.
No, it's okay.
But it may take some time.
Okay.
Ciao. Mi ha chiesto se...
Normally, I know.
In occupation, business or occupation?
Sì, impiegato.
He works in an office.
In an office, yes.
I see. So he's not an employer, he's employed.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Go ahead, your question.
Yes. So until so I'm not fine. So I should have question.
Talk to him in Italian.
Sì, volevo sapere in quanto finché non sei, diciamo, a posto, non sei illuminato ovviamente, hai delle domande da fare. E la mia domanda appunto è che da un po' di tempo non ho domande da fare e mi chiedo...
Along the way, you have always many questions to ask. But lately, he has no question anymore.
Sì. But is it like it's a situation un po'... sono un po', come dire, bloccato.
He feels blocked. From that, so question don't arise. Instead of feeling that ananda, he feels blocked.
So if any question arises during the day, he is welcome to come again and we'll deal with them.
Qualsiasi momento le questioni vengono, vieni e ne parli.
So if there may be no question, but does he have any comment to make on what he has heard?
Hai qualche commento da fare su questo che si è detto?
Question, no question, but
perché sei venuto qui a sentirti? Insomma, volevi dire qualcosa?
Sì, perché appunto mi chiedo come dire, il perché di questo, ovviamente non credo che...
Respira profondamente.
Sì, no, non è facile.
Sì, appunto per calmare la mente.
La mia questione è perché non ho domande, insomma, questa è la mia questione, dovrei...
Ma questa è una fortuna.
No, ma non è una situazione, non è che sono in pace, quindi non ho domande.
His question is, I have no questions.
But I should have.
And once again, I told him, good for you. But he said, but at the same time, I'm not in peace.
he's not?
In peace.
Yeah, no, I'll tell you, there's one other thing that remains to be said, and that is, the acceptance has to be total.
l'accettazione deve essere totale. Non ce l'ho nemmeno io. Non ce l'abbiamo.
Sì, sì, sì.
Beh, no, sono soltanto tutti ce l'hanno. Io non ce l'ho. Non avendo questa accettazione totale, c'è questa. Tu fremi sopra, non ti senti a tuo agio.
Intellectually, even a damn fool will accept this lovely concept because it means no more load of guilt and shame, no more load of hatred.
Come un concetto tutti lo possono accettare.
But the concept cannot work
Non funziona.
unless the acceptance is total, 100% total.
A meno che l'accettazione non è completa.
So that is what he is feeling.
E questo, ma this is what I'm thinking all
I
the
know.
time. And so every question I want to make
Has already been answered.
Finish because I said I need acceptation. And
It has
that's all.
already been answered. That is because I did the seeking myself. And on my seeking journey, I asked myself all the questions that could possibly be asked by you.
Tutte le questioni che noi domandiamo a lui se le dovute chiedere a lui stesso.
But therefore your doubt, which you cannot express, is the concept has to be totally accepted. And he is not quite sure that the acceptance is total. Intellectually, yes.
Yeah, once again, ancora una volta dice l'accettazione deve essere totale, 100%, 110% total.
So the question therefore now is, what does David have to do in order to have total acceptance and not merely intellectual acceptance? That he is not the doer.
Cosa devi fare per avere la totale accettazione che non sei tu colui che fa il.
Right? Let me repeat the question. What does Claus or David have to do in order to have the total acceptance that he is not the doer? Nothing. If you are not the doer, what the hell can you do? Nothing.
Good.
You see how simple it is? Therefore, what does it mean? It means it will happen only if it is supposed to happen. Nothing you can do about it. It will only happen if it is about.
Dice, che deve fare uno per arrivare a quello? Non devi fare nulla. Dice, succede soltanto se è il destino che succede, ma non c'è niente da fare.
Which means not in your control.
Non è in tuo controllo.
But for that reason you don't have to feel pessimistic or depressed.
Ma non ti devi sentire pessimista però.
Why? For the simple reason that you have been a seeker, that you have been seeking for some time, that you have reached the stage where you are sitting here with me and you have listened to my concept. None of it has been your choice.
Ma non devi essere pessimista perché per il semplice fatto che stai qui ad ascoltare non è stata la tua scelta.
So for every David who is interested and has come so far, there are millions of people who think David is wasting his time.
Tu sei un prescelto perché ci sono milioni di persone che non stanno qua. Per il fatto che tu adesso sei qui seduto è una fortuna.
So if God has brought David so far,
Se Dio ti ha
why should
portato fino a
David
qua,
assume that he will drop him now?
perché tu dovrebbe lasciar cadere? Se ti ha portato fino a qua vuol dire che ti darà un calcio nel sedere e ti porterà fino alla fine.
Therefore you can assume that God will take you right to the end.
I explained to him, he will give you a kick in the bottom till the end to jump. to make the last step, God will give you a kick in the bottom.
If necessary,
Se è necessario.
if that is your destiny. If your destiny, like our friend here, is to go smoothly, he will embrace you and kiss you. But if your destiny is to be tough, let's bet he'll kick you. But he'll take you. So now there's another valid question.
Another
Questione valida.
Valid question. And that is, David say, I accept that. That nothing in my control. I have to wait
Tu dici,
until God makes up
ok,
his mind.
niente il mio controllo, devo aspettare, devo accettare.
But the valid question is, while I'm waiting for God to make up his mind,
Mentre aspetto,
is there not something David can do
non
as
c'è
a
qualcosa,
spiritual practice,
non c'è qualcosa che io possa
knowing
fare,
that it will have no effect on it, but it will help him to pass time?
sapendo che non avrà nessun effetto, ma giusto per passare il tempo.
Valid question. And for that I have a suggestion that I call personal investigation.
Suggerisce la investigation, la personal, ricerca personale.
If you have the time during the day, you can do it anytime. It's extremely simple.
Se tu hai tempo durante il giorno, in qualsiasi momento.
But if you are busy throughout the day, then at the end of the day, take 10 minutes off
Prendi 10 minuti
and sit quietly.
e siediti calmo.
This is not a discipline. Therefore, sit quietly but
Confortabile.
be comfortable.
Ecco,
Take the
siedi
most comfortable
tranquillo.
seat you have,
Ti bevi una birra,
and in order to be comfortable, if you want your cup of tea or a glass of beer, have it.
o smoke a
This
joint.
is not a discipline. And do some very simple personal investigation.
E fai semplice un'investigazione, un'indagine personale
From the many events of the day,
dai molte azioni del giorno, fatti del giorno,
most of which you will remember just happened. You had no control over it.
su questi tu vedi che accadono, su cui non hai
You
alcun
yourself
controllo.
were merely a part of the happening.
Sono tutte cose che succedono, su cui non hai alcun controllo.
From the many events of the day, choose only one event,
Da tutti questi eventi prendine soltanto uno,
one action, which you are
un'azione
sure is your action.
che tu sei sicuro e dici questa è mia azione.
Other actions I don't know, but this one is my action.
Dice, questa è la mia.
And then investigate that particular action.
E poi fai un'investigazione su questa azione particolare.
Again, very simple. If I consider this as my action,
Se io considero questa come
did
mia
I
azione,
decide to do that action at a particular moment?
ho deciso io di farla in quel momento particolare.
If I consider this as my action, did I decide to do that action at a particular moment? Then you remember, no, I didn't.
Dice no, non l'ho deciso io in quel momento particolare.
Then you investigate how did the action happen.
E allora dice com'è successa sta azione?
And you remember, you had a thought.
Hai avuto un pensiero,
A thought had happened.
è accaduto, un pensiero è accaduto
And that thought had led to your action.
e quel pensiero ha determinato la tua azione.
If that thought had not happened, your action would not have happened.
Se il pensiero non fosse venuto, l'azione non ci sarebbe stata.
And you have no control over the happening of that thought.
E tu non hai nessun controllo che quel pensiero ti sia venuto.
Why did you have no control over the happening of that thought? Because no one has any control over what the next thought is going to be.
Nessuno ha nessun controllo su quale sarà il prossimo pensiero.
So if the thought had not happened, your action would not have happened. And you have no control over the happening of that thought. How can I call it my action?
Come possiamo dire tipo questa è la mia azione?
Therefore, the one action you were so sure was your action turns out on your own investigation, not my action. Then your acceptance must go considerably deeper.
Così se tu continui con questa, l'accettazione va sempre più in profondità e diviene totale.
Then you take another action, and I assure you, every single action, without exception, 100%,
Ogni singola azione, 100%, tu vieni alla stessa conclusione, che non è una nostra azione.
you'll keep on coming to the conclusion, not my action, not my action. If I had not happened to be at a certain place and time,
Se non mi fosse capitato di essere a un certo posto a una certa ora
and seen something,
e visto qualche cosa,
my action would not have happened.
la mia azione non sarebbe accaduta.
And I had no control over being at that place at that
E
time.
non ho nessun controllo di essere in quel posto a quel momento, in quel
And
momento.
most importantly, for something to happen, which you happen to see.
È qualcosa accaduto che mi è accaduto di vedere.
If I had not happened to be at a certain place at a certain time,
Se non stavo
and happened to see something, or hear something, or smell something, or taste something, or touch something, my action would not have happened. So time after time, not my action, not my action, the acceptance keeps on going deeper and deeper and
l'accettazione
deeper,
va sempre più nel profondo,
until at a particular moment of time, depending on your destiny, God's will, cosmic law,
dipende dal destino, da Dio e dalla legge cosmica.
a divine flash of total acceptance is likely to happen. I simply cannot be the doer.
E flash ti viene che dice non posso essere io colui che fa.
If I cannot be the doer, the other cannot be a
Se
doer
io, non,
either.
se io non posso essere, se io non sono colui che fa, nemmeno l'altro.
And this flash can happen anywhere, anytime, without any notice to you.
E questo può succedere da qualsiasi parte, in qualsiasi momento. Questo
When that
flash.
flash happens, and you are convinced that you are no longer convinced that you are the doer, then no more questions are likely to arise.
E quando sei convinto che non sei colui che fa, le questioni
And,
non vengono più.
and your acceptance will be total.
E l'accettazione will be totale.
Even then, if you have a doubt, what will David do?
Anche se c'hai un dubbio, dici che farai, che puoi fare,
He could go to his doctor and have a lie detector test.
ci vai da un dottore e ti fai un test. No, sta scherzando.
And he gives you an injection. 5 minutes later, you are unable to tell a lie.
Sì, vabbè, adesso non ho seguito bene, ma in tutti i modi è un modo per scherzare, per dire.
So go to your doctor. Tell him to give you the injection. And after 10 minutes, ask your doctor to ask you, David, you don't really believe in that stupid concept that you're not the doer, do you?
Cioè, il fatto è che tutto un giro di parole, uno scherzo per dire noi crediamo in questo stupido concetto che noi siamo the doer, ma ci dobbiamo liberare, questo è il punto centrale, ci dobbiamo liberare di questo stupido, falso concetto.
And your answer will tell you whether you have total acceptance or not. Okay. You have a question? Yes. Please.
No, because I was translating before.
No, what he says is, if you talk a little louder,
Yeah?
then someone else in Italian wants to buy
Oh, yeah, you're right.
He can sell a copy.
Okay, I didn't want to annoy you with my translation.
No.
Okay.
It can be recorded, so some other Italian
Allora, Bruno.
Alfredo.
And your name is?
Yes, my name is Alfredo.
Alfredo.
And, yes, a night auditor in Italy.
Portiere di notte.
He works in the night.
As an auditor.
Yeah. In the night.
In the night, what does people behavior? Anyway, okay.
La domanda.
The question is,
Yes, please, please.
Allora, quando leggo
when I read
Balsekar, i suoi scritti,
your writings,
e ascolto la sua voce,
and I listen to your beautiful melodic voice,
sono pienamente convinto di tutto quello che dice e mi
is
sembra di
100
aver capito tutto.
is 100% what you say, and he thinks that he understands everything.
Ma quando sono sulla strada dopo 10 minuti,
But then, as soon as he doesn't listen to your melodious voice and he's on the street after 10 minutes,
ho dimenticato tutto.
everything fades away.
You should listen to the tape again. And again.
Yeah.
That is the advantage of having a CD or a DVD.
Yeah, allora listen more and more to the thing. Or we might do a thing, we make a chip in his head.
Sì, ho capito.
Yeah.
E per me questo è molto strano.
It's very strange for me.
Mi sembra di essere schizofrenico, vivere due personalità.
He has like the feeling that he's a schizophrenic, to have two personalities.
I have two personalities.
No. Because of this, there is Ramesh and his gospel, his message, and then there is the daily life.
Yeah.
Oh, this creates a dichotomy, a sort of schizophrenia.
Yes, but that's why I say, with this total understanding,
Con
I
questo
explain
totale-
how do I live my life.
Lui dice, con questo totale comprensione, dice, come vivo la mia vita. Adesso viene all'aspetto pratico, dice, come vivo la mia vita pratica.
First, to say that it is possible to live a life, and two, how to live a life so that I have peace of mind.
Dice, vabbè, come vivere praticamente così che ho la pace mentale.
Have you got a pink book like that?
Hai un libro, i suoi libri, che libro c'hai?
È l'unico che è stato tradotto in italiano.
Consciousness Speaks.
Sì.
L'unico, quello che avevo anche io, l'unico che è stato tradotto, sorry. The only one that has been translated in Italian, Consciousness Speaks. The one that I also had.
And the interview di Chris Parrish.
And the interviews with Chris Parrish interviews.
I see. So, any other question now?
No, però dico io non... vorrei sapere come faccio a rompere questo...
So once again he got back to that point. Allora, the point is, this form that you said è una forma di schizofrenia,
Sì.
in cui io ho un'aspirazione, ho determinati concetti, ho un'aspirazione verso qualcosa e la vita pratica mi porta nell'altra direzione.
Sì, nel senso che siccome ho capito, mi sembra di aver capito quello che lui dice, come poter trasporre questo in continuazione.
Ok. He thinks, since I think I grasp what you mean, how to make it practical in my daily living?
This question, what the personal investigation.
La persona investigazione.
That is the surest way. Personal investigation. An action, you do it yourself.
E la fai da te
And
stesso.
come to the conclusion, not my action.
E viene
Every time it goes deeper and deeper.
not my action, non è la mia azione, non è la reazione, e la comprensione va sempre più in profondità.
But if you want to keep in touch with the concept itself, you have got consciousness speech in Italian. Then you can get Bruno to do another one, peace and harmony in daily living.
Yeah. C'è questo qui.
And he had plenty of time, he says.
Sì. And I will do with great pleasure.
Oh, I'm glad. do that because you do have the understanding.
C'è anche il libro Peace and Harmony in Daily Living, che è il libro. Can we say that Peace and Harmony in Daily Living is your major book?
I would say so,
Yeah,
yeah.
In fact, I see that everything
Yes.
is more
And if
exhaustive.
you want, another one after that is the personal religion of your own.
Un altro libro che suggerisce è una religione, la tua personale religione, cioè devi avere una religione tua, non seguire i vecchi cammini, i vecchi sistemi, ma fare una religione tua, personale.
These two books will say it all.
We will spend all the evening and nights translating your books.
Wonderful. Wonderful. You'll be doing a great service to the Italian.
And to humanity.
So, any other question? Yes, please.
Maybe it's not so much a.
No, it doesn't matter.
I came to you,
Go
I
ahead.
think 11 or maybe 10 or 11 years ago.
Yeah.
Once, 2 days.
Yeah.
And I went away with the understanding that all suffering arises when we are at odds with what is. When we are not accepting what is.
Yes.
And I assume it was just intellectual understanding at the beginning.
Yeah.
And I didn't know personal investigation. But when I would catch myself, I'm not accepting what is, I realize there's nothing I can do. And so gradually, over time, little by little, more and more peace of mind has come.
I see.
So
Nice.
actually, my main reason to come is just to express my gratitude.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you.
And recently a friend gave me the book Consciousness Writes,
Yes.
and I realized, oh, one can write to you. And so many letters formed to write to you. But then,
but not in Italian.
no. I come from Ireland. I would write in English. But then I realized I don't need to write, and then I had the opportunity to come to Bombay. So I
So much
just
the better.
mainly to see you and to just say thank you.
Oh, much. Thank you so much. Several people have been coming from Ireland.
Yeah.
Several also from Israel.
Yeah.
And surprisingly, several from Russia.
And my experience is that even the intellectual understanding that all suffering comes from being at odds, that I think was almost sufficient for me to go away and let that work on me.
Yes.
Yeah. Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, Murthy.